22-ish thousands for the top ring, 30 thousandths for the second ring, and 30 thousandths for the oil rings. And right now I've got them all done per cylinder, and I have a 30 thousandths feeler gauge here, and this is how it should look when you take a 30 thousandths, and it should fit right in there. Oop, and I just dropped it. And they're all that way, top and bottom, both rings. All right, is I want you to number all of them, 1 through 8, and I want you to lay all your rings out, top, bottom, scrapers. All right, I want you to lay them all out like this. This is very important because while you're filing, you want to specifically take top ring number 1 and put it in number 1 hole. You don't want to put it in number 7 hole and file it for that hole, because there is always going to be some little small deviation, hole to hole to hole, for all of them. So all of these are matched at about 22 for the top, 30 for the second, and 30 for the oils. All right. Now, and also on the pistons, I also numbered them on the top too. So this is the most important thing, is keeping it straight. All right. If you mix them up, it's gonna be wrong. How do you tell? Because they look exactly the same. The top and second ring look exactly the same. Okay, so according to their piece, the top ring, the dot, see the dot? The dot, all right? And then that means on the inside is where the bevel is. And that's where it is. The inside's on the bevel, so this is the top ring, right? The second ring has the dot and the bevel's underneath. So we find the dot. See if I can get this to focus. So we find the dot, right? And the bevel is on the bottom side. See it? I know it's hard to get it to deal, but so according to their plan, top ring gets a dot, and then the bevel is on the top. Second ring gets the dot, and the bevel is on the bottom. And then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for these; they're unisex, and it doesn't matter for these; they're unisex. So it doesn't matter which way the oil scrapers go. But this is very specific of how this needs to go. Have you guys heard yet? Uncle Buck's Garage is giving its first giveaway, which is this engine as it sits. All right. This is the one in the video with almost 700,000 views. So if you want to know what's in this, watch that video. Buy yourself a little bit of merch, and you're qualified. You just got to send me a screenshot of the purchase. Good luck and have a good day. They're going to be a little bit loose because we're going to possibly run nitrous on this motor, and I'm setting it up that way. Now, you don't have to go this loose. You can go 16 thousandths, you can go 14 thousandths on naturally aspirated if you never plan to do any kind of boost. That's the whole trick. If you don't plan to do any boost, then you can go pretty tight, because the funny part is that these all came in less than 10 thousandths. The top ones did. The second ones came in like 20 thousandths. Doesn't make sense to me, but they're all kind of started out that way. And then the oilers were already at 30. Explain that one to me. So now that we've got everything verified, and I know I didn't put the rings in because I needed to check all the the rod bearing caps to make sure that they were the right the right spacing, so they had the right tolerance. So we're all good. 3 thousandths all the way across the board. So what's the next process? We're putting rings on. Okay, now I got 3 already done, and I just want to go put you through on how to actually do this. So we'll take number 8, and you just basically, it just slides in. You don't need anything help doing the spacer for the scraper, okay? So, and this is just very, very simple and basic, all right? You just slip the end in underneath the spacer on the bottom first. You bring it around, and this one is very flexible. It's very, very flexible. All you got to do is just put it in the groove, and it'll go right in the groove. There you go. That one's done, all right? This one, same thing. You put it in the top. You put the bottom one on first. You put this one in the top. You put the end in. All right, and you just basically work it around, and you're trying not to scratch the surface. All right, so you just bring it around, and then you just hold it over and drop it in place. All right, so that's the oil scraper with the spacer. All right, then we're going to take the number 2, and we're looking for the dot, which is right there. All right, so this is up. We're going to put it in the handy dandy little ring expander tool, which these are super cheap, and these are a game changer easy, because back in the day we broke a lot of rings trying to do this, just like we did with the oiler. And you just spread it just enough to get it in the groove, let go, and that's all there is to it. That's number 2. And if you want to check, there's your dot. All right, so dot's up for number 2. All right, and then we're going to find our dot. There's our dot up, and it's the same thing. This process is so easy. You just expand it just enough to get it by, take in the groove, and you're done. And that's how you put rings on a brand new piston or on a used piston or whatever you want to do. All right, and so if you need to check because they're bigger, they compress in the hole. Dot number 1. Dot number 2, and they're up. You can always double check that. And like I said, the oil rings, they don't matter. They can go, they're unisex, they can go either way. So I've got 4 more to go, and then we got all the piston rings installed in the pistons. And but this right here, there'll be a link down below. We broke a lot of rings back in the day. Had to run back to the parts store because we tried to spin around, twist them on, and try to hold them out so they didn't scuff the pistons. No. You just saw how easy it is. All right, piston ring orientation. Like I was saying, top ring is at 12 o'clock, gap. Second ring is at 6 o'clock, gap. The center spacer, doesn't matter where it goes. I've got the top ring here at 9 o'clock. I've got the bottom scraper here at 3 o'clock. That's my orientation. Top 12, second 6, top 9, bottom 3. That's how I orientate my rings. And then that's when you put this on with the oil. We're going to put oil on it, and it's going to get messy. We'll do it over the engine, but that's the orientation that I've used, and it's tried and true, and it's always treated me good. Okay, done with this one. Now we get to go to ring compressor. And you're going to need a short extension and a 1/4 inch drive, because this is old school right here.